Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Webables Deep Dive. And this is a bit of a personal quest for me. It's my way of connecting with some of my very dear friends who I have interacted a lot in the past and who I've worked with or have interacted with or become friends with. And I love talking to them. And I very selfishly bring them here so that, I have a good time, if nothing else. And today I'm very happy to have Tasmia Rahman. I call her Pia. I don't know how I'm going to call her Tasmia going forward. I will probably call her Pia in this entire session. Who's been a friend for a very long time now. I have a lot of respect for her. We have spent a lot of time together. She's my favorite person to have coffee when I'm in Dhaka, and spend so much time with her at her place, eating out together. She's a very passionate person. She's passionate about everything that she does, be it cooking, be it talking, and be it working. She's a very dedicated development sector, working development sector, extremely passionate, extremely dedicated person. And without much ado, she's on screen. So welcome, Pia. Welcome to this evening's edition, and thank you for humoring me by being here. I thought we'll catch up a little bit. As it is, we haven't caught up in a while. I thought we'll catch up a little bit with this excuse. And I hand it to you. If you have anything to say, then we'll start chatting. And it'll be one of those sessions where you talk, I listen, right?
Thank you, Casey, for that wonderful introduction. I don't know, feeling really humbled.
Wow, I have to do the talk please.
And yeah, I mean, tomorrow is International Yoga Day, so trying to show solidarity. So now, of course, it's great to be in this show. And I will forget, of course, that there are people watching us. You can call me Pia, and we can have a discussion that we would have in a coffee shop or in my place or in your place. So I think the more informal we keep, the better.
Absolutely.
In order to speak about passionate things.
I can't deal with formalities. No, Pia. Obviously, this everybody is talking about the situation, COVID-19. So I think we're getting a little used to it. I think people around us, I see a lot of life are getting somewhat normalized. Some things are getting normalized. But at the same time, yeah, the situation is getting normal, or actually it has to get normal because we have to learn to live with this. And but that is also causing a bit of a problem around us, no? Because people are taking things a little bit for granted. In Kolkata streets, I see people, jostling for space and kind of crowding you. And when you ask them, they say, "Keno mask to pore achi." So we are not very clear on what is to be done, what is not to be done, what's enough, what's not enough, etc., etc., etc. What have you been observing? How have you seen things are changing or not changing, etc., etc.? Did you hear me? Did you hear anything that I said?
Yes, I heard you, Casey, but sometimes your face is freezing. Otherwise, I can hear you.
Okay. As long as you hear me, we can talk to each other. So basically, that's what I've been seeing. I've been seeing some part of carefulness, but a lot of carelessness also. In fact, a couple of days back, I was out buying some grocery and etc. I saw a lot of people without masks as well. I, from a safe distance, asked one of them, "What gives? Apni keno? Ki hoyeche? Dom bondh hoye ashe." Which are physical problems, I guess, and especially in countries like ours, or cities like ours, which are highly polluted, you may be asthmatic also, which you don't know, and this will really affect you. What have you been observing? I don't know if you're going to office or going out at all. I'm going out once in a while to do my shopping, etc. At least once a week I venture out. That's when I see these things. That's when I see the change. That's when I see the volume of traffic has gone up on the street. That's when I see people have gone back to their old habit of honking incessantly and trying to overtake each other. I don't know where they're going, but they are still doing that. So that's been my experience. I just want to know your experience on Dhaka ki hocche, tomar ki mone hocche.
Well, it's a similar situation here, Casey. মানে আমিও খুব একটা যে বের হচ্ছি তা না, বাট যখন দরকারের জন্য বের হতে হচ্ছে তখন দেখা যাচ্ছে যে গাড়িতে বসে there are people who are wearing masks, there are people who are not wearing masks. সোশ্যাল ডিস্টেন্সিং এর ব্যাপারটা আসলে ঠিক হয়নি, কারণ মানে আমাদের মানুষরাই while they understand that it is necessary, I think এই চেঞ্জটা আসা বা the way people have been behaving all these years, I don't think it is impossible for them to maintain distance. মানে অনেক জায়গা থাকলেও somehow people are coming very close to each other. মানে আমাদের একটা স্বভাবই আছে যে মানে গায়ের উপরে উঠে দাম কত জিজ্ঞেস করবে, টাকা দিতে চাবে। তো আই ফিল লাইক যে একটা অনেক বছর ধরে যে একটা অস্থিরতার একটা কালচার আমাদের মধ্যে আছে, এইটাকে চট করে even though you give them space, even though there is no people, I think it is becoming, it is a difficult thing to practice when people are actually having to do it. I think that's the case here as well. আরেকটা জিনিস যেটা আমি দেখছি যে অনেকে পিপি পড়ছে, so too much কাপড় চোপড়, and then they are going crazy. গরম লাগছে obviously, and then they are also behaving badly. আবার কেউ কেউ ধরেন গরিব মানুষ আসলে পারছেই না। আপনি যদি, আমার যেটা হয় যে আমি রাস্তা দিয়ে যখন যাই, আশেপাশে অনেক ছেলেপেলেরা রাস্তা দিয়ে হাঁটছে, বা ইভেন বস্তির আশেপাশে যখন যাওয়া আসা হয়, so in these slums you hardly see anyone wearing mask. I don't think they, it's not like they don't know, I just think they either can afford, or they can, or they're not understanding the reason behind it, or হয়তো মনে করছে আমার হবে না। এটা একটা আবার বিষয় আমি খেয়াল করছি যে people are মানে unrealistically optimistic, যে মনে করছে যে আমার হবে না। আর গরিব মানুষের মধ্যে যেটা আরো দেখছি যে অনেকে ভাবছে এটা বড় লোকের অসুখ, বাসা বাড়িতে থেকেই অনেকের হচ্ছে, কিন্তু রিলেটিভলি লেস ইন দা, এখন বাংলাদেশে রুরাল পপুলেশনেরও হচ্ছে, বাট ইট লার্জলি প্রথম দিকে ছড়িয়েছে তো আরবান, সেমি আরবান এলাকাগুলোতে। তো এই ধরনের কিছু মিসকনসেপশন বা মিস ইনফরমেশন মানুষের মধ্যে আছে। So I don't know how that's going to change. It has to, I think with time it will.
I think you pointed away something very, very important. You said people are also misbehaving. And I've also noticed that. And I think this entire thing of however way lockdown has been affected and however it affected us, I think it has changed us fundamentally as human beings. Like you said, we had never had an idea of what distancing is all about, because in highly populated, densely populated countries, and we don't know what is distance. And forget it. I mean, where I'm standing is my distance. That's about it.
Yeah.
And our singularity is very collective also. I can't think of myself as one. My family is one. All my near ones together, all together, we are one. We can't be. And actually, individuality has always been frowned upon. That he's a selfish person, or she's a selfish person. Did that for himself and herself. So all that stigma, all that learning for ages has been ingrained in our mind, if not DNA, but certainly mind. And that's something we'll have to unlearn in some way, or else there'll be difficult in going forward. But I want to pick up on that point of misbehaving. I've seen that also. And forget wet markets. I'm not going to wet markets. I'm a little scared of that, crowded situation, etc. Even in urban supermarkets, I'm not going to pick up the last of the lines, right? There are other lines there, but people are, putting their hands to. The problem is when I politely ask them, can I finish first, or do you want to finish first? They're snapping. I think that's a fundamental change in our behavior that's happening. It's in my mind, it's a defense mechanism that, I must get access to the best in this trying times. Who are you to take away that juicy lime, or that big eggplant, or that cauliflower? I had my eyes on that, and I'm too used to that fight, that jostle. How do you think it's going to pan out in the rest of the rest of times that is to come in the rest of society? Because this is going to spread. This behavior will spread. This behavior will slowly percolate into everything that we do, and I hope it's not true, but it will percolate into society also, and into families. And that's when real trouble begins. I don't know, what are you thinking of this? What are your thoughts on this?
I am hopeful, and I am an optimist. So I will tell you, it might get worse before it gets better. We are stuck in this situation jeta no one planned for, no one anticipated, sadly so, because there were enough indications. But amar mone hoy je মানে মানুষের এই যে বিহেভিয়ারটা ইট ইট মানে এই বিহেভিয়ারটা আই থিঙ্ক চেঞ্জ হতে বাধ্য মানুষ, কারণ মানে একটা টাইমে তো আমাদেরকে বুঝতেই হবে যে আহ, মানে this is the new normal or this is how our lives are going to be. And AJ, the fact that we were always running, trying to make our plans right, trying to make, all these goals, and মানে আছে না যে we were running after things that mattered to us, which was always, the value was attached to, possessions or things, or I think a lot of it is now questioned. So I think fundamentally people are staying at home. They have a lot of time at hand. এখনো পুরোপুরি ভাবে মানুষ খুব রিফ্লেকশন বা রিফ্লেক্টিভ ভাবে ভাবছে তা আমার মনে হয় না, because there are devices and Netflixes of the world where you can hide and you can spend your time not really thinking about or sinking into the ideas of what's going on around the world. But eventually আমার মনে হয় যে মানুষের আগে যে এরকম সময় তারা অনেক বেশি বাইরে ঘুরে বেরিয়ে বা ওই যে এখনই লাগবে এটাই লাগবে, আমার মনে হয় আস্তে আস্তে এটার একটা চেঞ্জ হতে হবে, এবং হওয়ার পরে I feel like people will come out of it. I don't see any other way out. বিকজ আপনি যদি এক্সাম্পল দেখেন যে বাংলাদেশে, আমি যদি বাংলাদেশে হেলথ কেয়ার সেক্টরের কথাটা বলি, ইট ইজ ইন সাচ আ ডায়ার স্টেট, বাট আ লট অফ দ্য টাইমস লাইক এমন না যে আমরা জানি না যে হেলথ কেয়ার সিচুয়েশনটা এত খারাপ, বাট মানে পিপল who could have made the changes, including the government and the people who work in the government, we didn't, because whenever there was something wrong, we went ইন্টারন্যাশনালি কোনো একটা হসপিটালে চিকিৎসার জন্য, শরীর মানে আসে না চেক আপ করতে, খুব বেসিক জিনিসের জন্য আমরা চলে গেছি। সো আমরা কখনো এটা রিয়েলাইজই করি নাই যে কোনো একটা সময় আসবে যখন আমাদের এই সুযোগটাও থাকবে না। সো ইউ সি আ লট অফ millionaires dying just because they have the means, but they just don't know the time is like. So এটা তো একটা awakening হতেই হবে। Reflection will come from a lot of guilt, has to come from an area যে আমরা সারাক্ষণ running after things, are they really valuable in life? So I feel like there's no other way, but এটা তো এখন ম্যাটার করবে যে when it will happen.
Right. When is something we can't tell, but I'd like to believe your sentiment that it will happen, because it has to happen. If it doesn't happen, we're all in pretty big trouble. And also you're right that one is the realization to it at what cost, because you mentioned that people like you and I will hide behind Netflix and devices and pretend nothing has happened and be very happy that we are at home spending time with our loved ones. There are people who don't have that luxury. They are the majority, unfortunately. Like you saw those people next to slums running around without masks. I see people on the streets who are trying to earn a livelihood, who have no savings. I think they're at much greater risk than anyone else, because and what are we doing about them, and what is the society doing about them, and how can the society do anything about them is my question. And what are the things that we can do to propagate the word that at least those people, they should be aware of mask, hand wash, and physical distancing. I think a fundamental mistake we have done in this entire gamut of things is that term social distancing. Just distancing would have worked beautifully, but the social distance is such an alien thing, and it's alien to us urbanites. So think about a person who's living in Norshindi. I don't know what that means to him or her. Distancing, দূরত্ব বজায় রাখা, সেটা একটা কথা। দুজনের মাঝখানে দূরত্ব বজায়, সেটা তো বলছি না, আমরা বারবার সোশ্যাল ডিস্টেন্সিং কথাটাকে ব্র্যান্ড করে ফেলেছি অলমোস্ট। I think that's been one of the fallouts of this. I know you work a lot with the population who are less privileged, less fortunate. You visited a lot of people, a lot of areas where these are. What have you seen? I mean, and how do you reflect on this? I'm sure you're thinking of your various visits, and I'm thinking of whatever small ways I have visited outside a city. In fact, inside a city there are many pockets which is like that. I have visited many places like that in my working time. So have you. What are you thinking? Because I keep on going back to them. I keep on going back to those people for whom all that we are talking about is a luxury. Maybe except for the mask. And that too, the correct mask is a luxury.
না আমরা তো ওদেরকে নিয়ে আসলে কাজ করি মানে you mentioned in the beginning that I work for BRAC, which is the largest NGO. In Bangladesh we have footprints everywhere in all 54 districts, pretty strong I would say. So আমাদের কাজ প্রথম থেকেই ছিল emergency response, and largely যেটা হয়েছে যে the whole workforce have focused on emergency response initially to raise awareness on issues like যেটা আপনি বললেন যে হাত ধুতে হবে, মাস্ক পরতে হবে, এবং প্রথম থেকেই আমরা তো ওই কাপড়ের মাস্কটাই অ্যাডভোকেট করছিলাম, যেখানে বারবার এটাও বলা হচ্ছিল যে আসলে মাস্ক মানে কি, মাস্ক লাগবে কি লাগবে না, কাপড়ের মাস্ক এনাফ না। বাট এখনকার সময়ে তো কি এনাফ না সেটাও আসলে কোয়েশ্চেনটা হওয়া উচিত না, মানে whatever people can do to have that boundary should be enough. কারণ আপনি আমাদের রোহিঙ্গা কমিউনিটি কথা যদি চিন্তা করেন কক্সবাজারে, I mean, where is that luxury? একটা রুমে 9 জন লোক 10 জন লোক থাকছে, সেখানে তো সোশ্যাল ডিস্টেন্সিং ইজ অ্যাবসলিউটলি ইম্পসিবল। হাত ধোবার জায়গাও খুবই লিমিটেড, এবং সেই সব জায়গায় এই বিষয়গুলো জরুরি যে you wear masks or you wash your hands। এবং যেটা দরকার হয়েছিল যে লোকাল ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজে বা লোকাল ভাষা যারা বোঝে, মানে আপনি ঢাকা শহর থেকে একটা ক্যাম্পেইন বা একটা মেসেজিং করে নিয়ে গেলে এটা হচ্ছে না। তো যে এলাকার মানুষ ওই ভাষায় কথা বলতে পারে, আমাদের সহকর্মীরা আসলে বাড়িতে বাড়িতে গিয়েই অ্যাওয়ারনেস গুলো করছে। এখনো যেটা হচ্ছে যে এইটা কন্টিনিউড হচ্ছে, বাট তার সাথে যেটা হচ্ছে যে মার্কেট তো খোলাই, এখন মার্কেট খোলা, তো ক্যাশ ট্রান্সফার হচ্ছে। বাট যখন মার্কেট বন্ধ ছিল অলমোস্ট এই রোজার মাসে বা তার আগে, তখন কিছু কিছু ফুড সাপোর্ট দেয়া হয়েছে, এবং এখনো দেয়া হচ্ছে রিমোট এরিয়াস যেখানে আসলে হয়তো ফুড পৌঁছাচ্ছেও না। And in the amidst all this crisis, that Amphan happened. It happened to you, happened to us. So it's all the crises seem to be happening at the same time. But I can't help but also observe how resilient people are. I mean, আমাদের দেশের মানুষ, স্পেশালি যাদের সাথে আমরা কাজ করি রুরাল এরিয়াতে, ক্লাইমেট চেঞ্জ যে এরিয়াগুলো অনেক বেশি এই ক্লাইমেট চেঞ্জের কারণে দে আর ভালনারেবল, দে আর এক্সট্রিমলি রেজিলিয়েন্ট। দে হ্যাভ সো মাচ জিল ফর লাইফ, অ্যান্ড এটা তো ওদের মানে অসুখটাকে না ওরা মনে করে না যে দিস ইজ সামথিং হিউম্যান বিংস ক্যান চেঞ্জ অর হ্যাভ আ হ্যান্ড অন। It's the almighty, it's the invisible power that sort of reigns this whole arena. So oder kotha hocche Allah bhorsha, it's not up to us. But the bigger challenge is obviously food. So people are more worried about families going hungry, families not being able to eat, not being able to work. So onek amra jara khubi micro enterprise er sathe kaj kori, তাদের সবচেয়ে বড় ভয়টা ওটাই যে 10 বছর যে কাজ করলাম এখন তো সেভিংস এর উপরে সবকিছু চলতেছে, এটা তো শেষ হয়ে যাবে। So their more fear is around their livelihoods. How are they going to feed their family, feed their children, so on and so forth. Not so much worried about health at this point, because they have this immense faith in God and Almighty, and they just think that this is not up to them to fix.
Yeah, I hear that in Calcutta also, people who are, it's the household helps here, they keep on saying the same thing, that we have to work. But my question is, people who have lost their livelihood, there are many small businesses, daily wage earners who are there, the industry has shut down.
Yeah.
What can we do for them? One is relief, and relief is limited. Relief it's a finite process. It's not a self-sustaining process. What can be done? One is that, I understand there are many people who are, gathering together funds, raising relief material. Food is one thing. Drinking water is a big issue after Amphan, because the entire low-lying area around Sundarban has been flooded and all water, brackish water has entered. So there is no drinking water. I'm seeing it every day here. Apart from that, future, how do you make it a bit of a future proof in your opinion, your experience? So that, I think, is a big call today.
I mean, micro merchants বা আপনি small business holderদের কথা যদি বলেন, আমরা তো largely informal businesses নিয়ে কাজ করি. Formal businesses relatively in a better state because government তো ওদের জন্য একটা package 300 crore, I think, the exact number I can't remember. So if you're registered as a business, you can of course apply for loans which are, which have low interest rate. Microfinance organization of Bangladesh is full of microfinance institutes. Banks will give them loans. So loan নিয়ে যারা ছোট ব্যবসায়ী formal, তারা হয়তো কিছুটা নিজেদেরকে uplift করতে পারে. The challenge remains with the informal.
Right.
Because systematically ওদের একটা list বা sector specific list এগুলো খুব একটা centrally available বলে আমার মনে হয় না. মানে we work with a lot of data. So if, for example, my program works with at least 6,000 micro merchants. So সেখানে we have their data. So if we want to help them through microfinance, small loans or small packages to continue to recover their business বা reconstruct their business, সেটা আমরা অবশ্যই প্ল্যানিং এর মধ্যে রাখছি যে এখনো তো অনেক কিছু shut down, but once we start opening up fully, তখন what will the businesses need, what kind of loans that we can support them, how will we reconstruct their businesses. But সেটার সাথে আরেকটা খুবই interesting discussion, especially for the crowd who are listening to these, talks and discussions. It's very important for people to also come out and realize they will need our help in terms of digitalizing their markets. আপনি যদি চিন্তা করে দেখেন যে একজন কাঠ মিস্ত্রি, এখন তো তার ব্যবসা একদম বন্ধ, কেউ তো আর কাঠের ফার্নিচার বানাচ্ছে না, কিন্তু there is one example where we've seen যে কাঠ মিস্ত্রির মেয়েটি তার জন্য একটা ফেসবুকে গ্রুপ করেছে এবং সেখান থেকে সে বলছে যে আমাদের বিজনেস দরকার, আপনারা বিজনেস দেন, আমরা অনলাইনে অর্ডার নিব. It's all done through Facebook এবং because his daughter is educated and she is making that effort for her father. তো এই অনেক ছোট ছোট ধরনের কাজ কিন্তু আমরা as quote unquote the privileged class who has Wi-Fi connections, ability to make groups and make apps and understand what the need will be for future, এটা কিন্তু আমরা করতে পারি. আরেকটা এক্সাম্পল হচ্ছে যে আমাদেরই তিনজন কলিগ মিলে খুব ইনিশিয়াল লেভেলে যখন রিক্সাওয়ালাদের একদমই কোনো বিজনেস নেই, বা এই যে ঠেলা গাড়িওয়ালা যারা ঠেলা চালায় তাদের কোনো বিজনেস নেই, সো হোয়াট দে ডিড ওয়াজ দে started this Facebook page যেখানে আমাদেরকে ওনারা বলা শুরু করলো যে you order online, there'll be a volunteer who's going to go to these super shops and buy your stuff, and that rickshawala will bring the food to my house with a 200 taka fee. So with that we have been able to support hundreds of rickshawalas who otherwise would not have that daily income. So আমার মনে হয় যে কমিউনিটি লেভেলের সলিউশন অনেক করা দরকার. আমার কাছে যেটা মনে হয় যে সেন্ট্রালি যেই কাজগুলো হচ্ছে সেটা তো গভর্নমেন্ট স্টিমুলাস প্যাকেজ দিবে, গভর্নমেন্ট করবে ইত্যাদি ইত্যাদি, বাট আই ফিল লাইক in smaller পাড়াস or small communities, দুটো চারটা ছেলে যারা এই কাজগুলো করতে পারে, ছেলে বা মেয়েরা, তারা যদি if the youth who's more educated in terms of being tech savvy and understanding the future markets, a lot of it will be in the digital arena.
Yes.
And সেটাকে ইউটিলাইজ করা, তাদের স্কিল সেট গুলোকে বাড়ানো এবং সাপোর্টিং the people in the community who otherwise do not have any means the market. আমার মনে এটা খুবই ইন্টারেস্টিং একটা স্পেস হবে. ছোট ছোট কাজ হচ্ছে, বাট আই ফিল লাইক আরো হতে পারে. আরো
No, no.
মানে ছেলে মেয়েদেরকে এগিয়ে আসতে হবে। এখন স্কুল কলেজও ওভাবে মানে অনলাইন ক্লাসেস হচ্ছে। There are university students who've gone back to their homes, college students where classes are suspended, হয়তো অনলাইনে ক্লাস হচ্ছে। So maybe they can come up with community level solutions, and that might change a lot of the wants that we see.
I think what needs to happen is some kind of consciousness amongst us. We need to do this. We need to feel the importance of it. I think what is happening is people like me, we're a little blinded by what you said, the Netflix curtain. Behind that, to come out from behind that and actually see the real world takes a bit of an effort also. It has affected all of us in various ways. Some more severe than others, but when somebody is going through any kind of inconvenience, that is the worst inconvenience in that person's life. And you can't be objective. It's very subjective. So the task is to break out of that and say that, okay, I will do something. I think there's a clear case for showcasing this small effort that you had mentioned. This carpenter's daughter, what you're telling me is a fantastic story. And that needs to be showcased big time so that, this can happen. Why doesn't this happen in every community? And you're right. And there are micro communities all over the place, not just Para, but there are communities which are the potters community. There is a bell metal workers community. There are various communities. There's a cooks community. There's a boatman's community. There are various communities like these. And every community has its own set of problems, their own set of peculiarities. And you're right, absolutely. One size will not fit all. There will be an overall umbrella of some kind of, relief, subsidy, whatever, which will work with a structure which is a little more formal, which is a little more, well laid out. But for these people, I think it's us, and you're very right that we need to find some time from our busy schedules and say that, or supposedly busy schedules, and say that, we need to go out and do this. And I'm guilty of not doing it. I know that for a fact. I'm sure many people are thinking the same way right now. When I hear these things, I get the urge of doing it, but then tomorrow comes on, and then tomorrow there is another show to watch, or some other document to look at, or something else to do, and it kind of falls in the back burner. Now, my question, not a question, the concern that I have is, how does one bring it forward from a back burner to a real issue? Because we can't keep on talking about this. We can keep on talking until cows come home, and cows will not come home. How do you bring it forward is a big question. What effort do we need to take? Is it a social movement? Is it a digital movement? What is it? We need mavens.
I don't know what will work for everybody else. I can tell you what works for me. And I'm sure it is different for different people. আমার জন্য যেটা মনে হচ্ছে, আপনি যেটা প্রথমে বলেছেন যে I work for an NGO. I have always worked in the development sector, and our profession is to sort of go out and trying to find out solutions, quote unquote, amidst all the politics, amidst all the drama that goes on. But ultimately it is about finding solutions for people who otherwise don't have access to services or basic rights and so on and so forth. So আমাদের জন্য যত quickly এই জিনিসগুলো নিয়ে ভাবা easy, I don't know, somebody who comes from telecommunication background, কেউ একজন ব্যাংকে চাকরি করেন, কেউ ডিজিটাল মিডিয়াতে চাকরি করেন, তাদের জন্য ইমিডিয়েটলি আমি কি করব এটা হয়তো বের করতে পারাটা টাফ হতেই পারে। But we can start with looking around us. For example, we all have drivers who drive our cars, কাজের মানুষ যারা বাড়িতে আসে to household help. Some of us have gardeners. We grow up in communities যেখানে সবসময় you have a slum around you. So it can start from there. Talking to people, asking what they need, and we can find a solution for it. আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে লার্জলি আমি যেটা দেখি যে আমাদের ইউথ গ্রুপ গুলো যারা শহরে, উপশহরে বা ইউনিভার্সিটি কলেজ গ্রাজুয়েট, তাদের মধ্যে একটা হতাশা কাজ করে যে পারছি না কিছু। কিন্তু ওই কিছু করাটাকে অনেক রোমান্টিসাইজ করে, মনে করে যে অনেক বড় ইম্প্যাক্ট হতে হবে। এখন সবাই তো আর ফেসবুক আবিষ্কৃতা হবে না, সবাই তো আর আইফোন ক্রিয়েটর হবে না, বাট আই ফিল লাইক মানে I think as communities, our parents, our teachers, or the moral teachings that we have had, I think সেখানে একটা গ্যাপ somehow রয়ে গেছে যে we try to reach really high goals and impact, really not regarding the smaller incremental changes that might move towards that.
And it all adds up.
মানে ফর এক্সাম্পল আপনি একটা ফেসবুক গ্রুপ খোলেন একটা পার্টিকুলার কমিউনিটির জন্য, তাদের নিডটা মানুষকে বলেন এবং people will support. For example, if just 2 days ago we tried raising funds for the transgender communities
I saw that, yes.
outside Dhaka. I mean, we raised almost 1 lakh taka in 2 days, and we will be able to support,
That's commendable.
Yeah, well, I mean, this again, মানে আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে there were 3-4 of us came together, and then we spoke to an activist যিনি বলেছিলেন যে ওনাদের একটা পার্টিকুলার এরিয়াতে কমিউনিটিতে অথবা ওরকম স্ট্রংলি পৌঁছাচ্ছে না, অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্স পৌঁছায়নি, সো we try to help that person. So আপনার আমার ফেসবুকে এবং যারা আমাদের অ্যাডালসেন্স বা I don't know, they use all sorts of social media platforms, right? Instagram বলেন, I don't know, এখন তো অনেক কিছু আছে,
ইমো অনেক কিছু হয়ে গেছে এখন, right?
So if somebody raises an awareness, it's not like you're only going to reach India or Bangladesh, you're going to reach people in the whole world. So even if nothing else, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Try to tell people what's going on. So instead of feeling helpless and instead of feeling যে আমি কি করব, we can start with very small things. For example, আমরা সবাই স্পেশালি মেয়েদের ক্ষেত্রে, ছেলেদের ক্ষেত্রেও সত্যি যে আমাদের সবারই বিউটি সালনস গুলো বন্ধ, চুল কাটানোর দোকানগুলো বন্ধ, so and we've had, we are always going to one particular salon, or we have this one beauty salon that we really like, and so what's happening to those people? They're unemployed now. A lot of them have been laid off because 3 months ধরে তাদের মালিকরা তো তাদেরকে আর টাকা দিতে পারছে না. So what's happening to them? I mean, it's going to be 5-6 people that you end up helping, but it's going to grow.
All of us helping that many. It's a multiplier effect. Very interesting. I've been through a presentation once which says that there are no more big ideas in this world. Start recognizing small ideas. The power of small ideas is very, very big, actually, and we don't understand this. And we keep on, and I've seen this in my profession also. One of the key terms that we kept on saying for every communication, what is a big idea? And often enough we stumble because there are no big ideas. There might be a small idea which you can explode and make big, but a big idea is not born like that. A big idea becomes big over time. It's not that, like you said, Facebook is not invented every day. Yeah, iPhone is not invented every day. Neither is sliced bread. These are not. These are once in a lifetime occurrences. So if we really aim there, if we take our views at that this is what how I'm going to change the world will not change. And you get more and more. The second thing I want to tell is a funny story. Are you aware of this thing called the Brad Pitt phenomenon?
No.
The Brad Pitt phenomenon. It's very, very interesting. 2005, when Katrina hit New Orleans, and New Orleans was flattened, and about 500,000 people lost their households, etc. The world poured in with relief. First month or 2 months, everybody just went in there, opened up kitchens, medicines, clothes, started building houses, etc. Slowly, it all slowed down. So everybody has a life to lead, and they all started leaving. So after 2 months, you suddenly saw there aren't too many people who are and you didn't need more time to build houses. Suddenly Brad Pitt comes on and starts building houses, and media hounds him. Where were you all this time? And Brad Pitt said, I've noticed this. In the initial stage of a crisis, everybody jumps in, and then everybody goes out. But the crisis doesn't go out. I was waiting for people to go away so that I can come in and start helping when nobody is there. That's called the Brad Pitt phenomenon, by the way. The man
Nice.
is a good actor, the man is a good man, a good human being also. So this is what I mean. Often enough, I have seen this on the day of Amphan, Calcutta went dark. Thankfully, you know where I live, the society, we have our generator support, etc., all that stuff. We did not go dark. But around us, and we were like an island. It really pained us to see that. Everything was dark and there was one little, entity which was lit. And we tried to look around saying that how can we help our neighbors? How can we go out and help our neighbors? Two things happened. One was there was a lot of reluctance from our own society because COVID. Should we go out? Should we knock on the door? And secondly, what do we do? So I said, you can do something as simple as carry a power pack, carry a one of those portable batteries and say, charge your mobile phones. Talk to your loved ones, because that was the biggest worry. Mobile phones were shutting down because there was no power. And then somebody said, it just got late and too late, and what will people think? But then we forget there is this Brad Pitt phenomenon. Nothing is ever late. And I think we need to keep that in mind very, very strongly, that whenever we can do, whatever we can do, we must do it. Because nothing is ever late and nothing is ever too little. I think you're right. We run after that. Shonar horin, tora je ja bolish amar shonar horin chai. Shonar horin to pawa jay na. That keeps on running.
I mean, if you talk about the youth, Casey, মানে আমি তো আমার কাজের কারণে যেটা হয় যে I fortunately get to meet a lot of young minds, and যারা fresh graduate হচ্ছে বা যারা খুব বেশি পড়াশোনা করতে পারে না, তাদেরও they want to do something, or they want to I lead the technical vocational program at BRAC, so আমরা অনেক young ছেলে মেয়েদের সাথে interact করি। সেখানে যেটা দেখি যে হতাশা অনেক বেশি ইউনিভার্সিটি গ্রাজুয়েটস এবং ন্যাশনাল ইউনিভার্সিটি বা যে মানে যারা ডিগ্রি পড়ে সেই সব ছেলে মেয়েদের মধ্যে, বিকজ দে রান আফটার দ্যাট ড্রিম and then they're unemployed. 90% want to do a government job, and then they, of course they cannot, কারণ এত তো কোটাই, মানে there's not enough jobs. বাংলাদেশে 87% মানুষ informal ইকোনমিতে চাকরি করে, কাজ করে আর কি। Formally there's just not enough jobs. And also, this idea that has been instilled in our minds, যেটাতে আমার কাছে মনে হয় অনেক কাজ করবার সুযোগ আছে, যে ধরেন আমাদের বাবা মারা আমাদেরকে বলে বা টিচাররা বলে, বাট ওই আইডিয়াস গুলো কিন্তু এখন পুরনো হয়ে গেছে। যে বাবা মা যদি বলে যে ও তুই সরকারি চাকরি করবি, but you get into Grameenphone for example, and that's it, that's your life. But younger generation, they have to have a much more flexible and agile mind, because in their lifetime they might have to do 10 different jobs, because the nature of employment is changing, right? There's no quote unquote stable job, but baba ma ekhono bole na settle hao, stable hao, biye korte hobe, ittadi ittadi, right? So ei je bishoy gulo, I feel like there's a lot of challenges our youth face, because they want to listen to their parents. They're good kids, but when they listen to their parents, they see that they don't have a way out. And then jeta hoy je পড়া লেখা না করলে আবার সোসাইটি একসেপ্ট করে না, তোর তো ভালো বিয়ে হবে না, এই যে একটা ক্যাচালে আমরা পড়ে গেছি।
পাবে না।
Even ছেলেদের, মানে it's not just about women, it's also about men. যে আমরা যেটা সবসময় বলি যে গার্মেন্টস ফ্যাক্টরিতে, বাংলাদেশে গার্মেন্টসে there's so many expats who work. There Indian, Sri Lankan in mid management working, in various organizations where mid management আপনি বাংলাদেশি পাওয়া যায় না ছেলেদের। And largely এখানে একটা skills gap দেখা যায়, because a lot of the people, they would rather opt for a banking job, it pays less but has more credibility in the society, as opposed to তুমি গার্মেন্টস এ চাকরি করো, এটা তো একটা মানে খারাপ কাজ, I guess. মানে so I think এই যে সোসাইটির প্রেসারে পড়ে আমাদের ইউথরা কিন্তু অনেক সময় what is relevant, what is futuristic, what needs to be done, মানে আমি যদি বলি যে কমিউনিটি লেভেলে ভলান্টারি কাজ করা, I think society at large suffers from this fear, this constant fear যেটা also has an impact on the youth and the next generation যারা নিজেদেরকে অনেক কনফাইন করে ফেলছে এবং খুব মানে আপনি টেলিভিশন বা নেটফ্লিক্স জেনারেশন যদি হয় then you know all they see is Hollywood and Western life. So whatever you do for your para or community or mohalla is not so attractive.
It's not good enough.
Yeah.
The definition of success that's been taught to us needs to change. Somewhere the narrative of that needs to change. That narrative is, and I have no idea how to change that narrative. And there are, I see it, I see the needle moving. Yes, I see there are various people who are doing well in other fields other than the Holy Trinity, doctor, engineer, ukil. The Holy Trinity at least has been broken. At least there is a banker chakri or a telecommunication chakri that has been an aspiration right now. But slowly, I think the needle has moved in the city in the sense that entrepreneurship has a premium these days, in whatever little way there is, and people who are doing small businesses are looked up as kind of a role model, saying, okay, now I'm generating employment, now I'm adding real value to economy. I think it has to be accelerated. I think there has to be a mechanism by which this has been, incubation that this needs to be accelerated, appreciated, and rewarded. The problem with most of these is that it's just not rewarding enough. And I slog for day in and day out, and I don't go anywhere. So there has to be some kind of, that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow has to be shown very, very clearly. There is a small message. Let me just read that. I hope it's not a question. No. Okay. This is just appreciation from a common friend. That's always welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dipti.
No, but but I think all of us has a very strong role to play in there, and I think something else that I have practically devoted my life to, which is communication, has a very big role to play in that. I think communication, the narratives of communication need to portray more and more different success stories. I think we keep on portraying success stories which are very traditional.
কেসি, আই থিঙ্ক মানে আমাকে যদি বলেন, মানে আমার কাছে মনে হয় যে মানে the extraordinary can be in the ordinary.
Yeah.
The success can be in the process.
Right.
মানে আমরা সারাক্ষণ ধরেন সাকসেস দেখাচ্ছি এন্ড রেজাল্টটাকে, but many people don't want to go through the mundane, everyday, precarious কাজ to, that's the process to success. আপনাকে একটা কাজ এভরিডে করতে হবে to get to where you are, so you have to practice. আমার মনে হয় ওইটা একটা মিসিং লিংক, কারণ আমরা যখনই সাকসেস দেখিয়ে ফেলি,
আমরা শেষটুকু দেখি।
অনেক মানুষ যারা রিয়েল ধরেন চাকরির জগতে এসে ছেলে মেয়ে বোঝে না যে কাজ আসলে বেশ কষ্টের। ইউনিভার্সিটি লাইফে তাও তো একটু ফাঁকি টাকি মারা যেত, কাজের লাইফে ফাঁকিও মারা যায় না। and then you have responsibilities, you are in a place where people depend on you.
There is very little relation between what I've learned and what I'm doing. Practical পড়ি না তো।
Absolutely. এবং আপনি স্কুল কলেজে আমাদের ইউনিভার্সিটিতেও যা শেখায়, মানে 80% of what I do is learned on the job. But I feel like এখানে না বললেই না যে আমাদের we sort of stop focusing on soft skills which are very ordinary. For example, people need to speak well. People need to write well. এখনকার যুগে just basic Excel and presentation skills are so important, but you see really smart kids not knowing how to present their ideas. So these are basic skills. Empathy for a co-worker, being disciplined, coming to work on time. It's not rocket science. These are very ordinary things, but I feel like এই ordinary জিনিসগুলো cumulated হয়ে একটা মানুষকে হয়তো ওরকম একটা আইডিয়াল জায়গায় পৌঁছে দিতে পারে in 10 years. সবাই তো আর ওই যেটা বললাম, সবাই তো বিল গেটস হবে না। তো আমি যদি চিন্তা করি যে আমি বিল গেটস হব, সেই আশায় আমি বসে থাকি, my formula to people would be যে instead of waiting for being Bill Gates, maybe do the everyday ordinary bit.
Just be you. And there's this very cliched line that the best of you that you can be. There's a very interesting line that one of my I have a super talented creative person as a friend who lives in Bombay. she said something there. And then she tweeted this line also. She said that, being talented is like being a potato, but hard work makes you French fries. I think that's very true. Just being a potato is just that. But unless you go through serious heat, you don't become French fries, which is the desirable output. So, I think that's very true. And, also narrative needs to change. The narrative we see around us is body gadi. How does it get there is important. The journey of success is very important. That needs to be highlighted. That needs to be brought about. Change I think it's an onus on all of us who are in the communication business to do this. I think talking about digital and analog and mainstream, etc. I don't think that's important. I think what is important is the narrative, and what narrative do we latch on to, what narrative do we choose to propagate is the question. So, I think we've had a very interesting 45 to 50 minutes of discussion. I don't know if we were not here to solve any problems or answer any questions. We were here to talk about certain things that's been burning in my mind, at least. And I spoke of a few of them. I got your viewpoint on that. I think the viewpoints were very, they were a little different than what viewpoints we usually get. When I talk about despair, people usually agree to that. You brought in a different perspective, saying, you're an optimistic person, things will have to change. I'd love to believe that. And I love that attitude that, I think more and more people should take on that positive attitude, and things will change and things will not remain the way they are, or we're not on a skid row. We're on a path to redemption. There's another friend of mine who, again, Twitter is my great learning place, by the way, who again tweeted a beautiful line saying that we are one day closer to normalcy. I take that to heart, and I think we'll get there sometime soon with all of our efforts. But I think whatever we discussed today, I hope when we put this up on YouTube, people would find it of some substance. They will take it to heart, and actually, for me, the takeout has been the narratives that we talk about, the different narratives that needs to come into play, and the role that we all have in this. And we can't blame anybody else. We can't keep on blaming the system or the government or the policymakers or anybody. It's just us. It's on us. And if you don't do it, it will never get done. As simple as that. Thank you so much, Pia, for the time that you spent with us. And thank you, everybody, for listening in. And hopefully next week we'll be back again. I hope we'll get over this problem of us all freezing together, and we will not freeze together. It's an internet issue. We'll either live with that or fix it on one way. So that's it then for me this side. Thank you so much. Good night.